My name is Cyndi Steele, Sagal, Idaho, governmental and judicial corruption, criminal court corruption, law enforcement and abuse, attorney misconduct. I'm Cyndi Steele, the wife of Edgar Steele, attorney at law, father of 3, and my loving husband for 27 years. Ed was falsely accused and wrongfully convicted by the government of a plot to kill me and my mom. A plot that existed only in the minds of government agents plotting to justify their existence by making up potentially violent scenarios in peaceful Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, to make it look good for the congressional budget. I have testified, and I continue to testify, to Edgar's innocence. And to this day, the government continues to victimize and punish me by denying me the opportunity to visit my husband. I say punish because they wanted me to support their phony story in order to destroy Ed. But when you are up and close and personal, you can see through it. I know I did. Ed was not liked by the government because he spoke out against the tyranny, so they cleverly decided to accuse him of a crime that never happened. In order to punish him for existing freedom of speech and his writings, as if a 50-year sentence, which is a death sentence by time served, is not bad enough for crimes he did not commit, they will not allow me to visit Ed in prison because they say I, a small woman, am a threat to their guards. It was deeply disturbing to me that my husband said in a speech that the system eventually would silence and dispense with him. His main thesis was always equal rights for all and special rights for none, but our government is filled with people who advocate special rights for themselves. Ed's adherence to the creed of equal rights has cost him everything: his life, liberty, and property. For his trouble in patriotically defending all Americans' constitutional right to free speech, his prophetic words have become reality. They have now silenced and dispensed with him in an unlawful and immoral scheme played out in 2010 and 2011. On June 11th, 2010, the government suddenly injected fear into the lives of my entire family when they falsely arrested Ed on fabricated charges. These charges were so flimsy that it took nearly 3 weeks and multiple changes of the government's story before they found one that would stand up in court. To this day, none of those stories, including the ones told at trial by perjury under oath, were the truth. All this because my husband was willing to speak out against injustices Americans were facing at the hands of our own government. Edgar became known as the attorney for the damned because he took on cases for people deemed to be politically incorrect. That is, people who themselves were demonized by the government and its puppet press. He took them on because he believed in everyone's right to competent representation. He opposed government when it brought false charges against innocent people, and they gave him a forum to educate the public about the government trying to destroy the American way of life. In my husband's case, this is how the government obtained a conviction. They fabricated evidence, used police brutality, suborned perjury, including FBI committing perjury on the stand, hid exculpatory evidence, intimidated witnesses, presented false confession, violated attorney-client privileges, prosecuted the defense attorney so that he wouldn't defend Ed, and used a corrupt judge who repeatedly disallowed evidence that, as he said, would make the government look bad. On top of this, the worst thing is, for me, is that the bomb, sadly, as horrible as this has been,